Yo guys, what is going on? It's Aces here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about whether Infinite Warfare is better or worse than Black Ops 3. Now, I have a couple opinions on different things, and mainly the one that's going to stick these two apart is probably going to be the score streaks. Now, Black Ops 3, the score streaks were absolutely amazing. We had the wraps, we had I can't even think of some of them right now. We had GI, but the main thing that stuck apart those score streaks from the ones in this game are basically that the top two, only one of them is AI controlled or computer controlled, and that's a problem. The main score streak we have, the 1550, I think it is pretty good, but you have to manually control it, and that's one thing you didn't have to do with the GI unit, and that just made it so much better because you can still run around the map, get tons and tons of kills, and just be amazing. So that is probably the one aspect of Black Ops 3 that I really like over Infinite Warfare. Now, the gameplay itself, so far out of the beta, what I'm seeing and what I'm playing, I like Infinite Warfare a little bit more than Black Ops 3. And that is just for the fact that it seems a lot smoother when the game's not lagging. Now, this game does lag quite a bit, and I'm not sure if that's just because we are in a beta, obviously. But, it's like, this game feels really nice. The boosting system is actually perfect. It took me about 3 games to get used to it, and now I love it even more than Black Ops 3 because it really just forces everything to boost on the ground, but it stays fast-paced. Like, I can get 100 kills in this game, but it will still be super boots on the ground like. And the boosting is so way down, I find myself only boosting to get to certain parts of the map like I just did. So it's like I'll still scuff jump people, and that is what I bought a scuff for. It's to scuff jump. So I mean, I can't complain about the boost system one bit. Now, getting to some of the game modes and other stuff like that, there's Defender. Obviously we have Domination, what I'm playing right now. But Defender, I'm really hoping they do have Hardpoint and Uplink, and Defender's also a game mode. But if they combine those two, I really wouldn't be too happy because those were two of my favorite game modes to really drop kills on. Now, Defender was definitely a new and something I really didn't expect at all. So definitely props to them for making a new game mode. It's actually really fun. It's just I don't want those classics to be taken away from us. So in the game mode aspect of it now, from what I've seen in the beta, the games are kind of balanced in that respect. But I really think graphic-wise, the games are pretty equal as well. You have maps like Hunted on Black Ops 3 that look beautiful, and you also have this map Frost that I'm playing on that I think looks fairly decent as well. Now, some perks. Perks, I don't know what to say. Infinite Warfare kind of lacks in that respect, and that is just due to, there's just really not that many options that are appealing. A lot of them have to do with equipment and other stuff like that, and really it's just not appealing to me. So I only run Marksman and Dexterity, or I think that's how you pronounce that. But those are two really good perks, and it does give me more slots for attachments, and I run a pistol with quick draw, so that actually makes me a lot happier. But I wish there was a little more appeal to some of the perks. So I think they're kind of balanced for me personally, but for some other players, I think that's going to be, kind of a point where they don't want to, give up on some of their perks. The weaponry is two separate categories. We have the weapons themselves and the fact there are variants in the game. The variants thing, I mean, it's good for me because I have a really strong variant on. You're actually seeing the wrecked variant right now, and I think I'm 21-1. So obviously it's a good variant. Now, when I would lose this variant, or when there's a crap ton of variants when you get a couple months into the game, it's gonna really suck. So for launch, it's gonna be great. for later on, it's going to really be just completely terrible. So the weaponry itself, right now I think we're sitting at 5 assault rifles, 3 we can play with, 5 submachine guns, and it might just be 5s across all categories. But one thing they actually did in this game is they brought back some classic weapons, and this is huge. Black Ops 3 kind of did it, you know, they brought back the Peacekeeper, the DSR, but what they did is they put their own touch on the guns, and Infinite Warfare did not do that. They kept the classic guns, some being the Ripper, the ARX, the UMP, the SPAS 12, the G18. I know there's like another one I'm probably missing, but the Intervention from MW2, that was a huge one. And they didn't really change these guns at all. Obviously, they have their own little stats and everything, but the cosmetics and the way the guns interact and, you know, everything. Like, there's not a double-barreled DSR, you know. They would have kept the same, per se, if they did it in this game. But, you know, they didn't change the Intervention around to fire 2 bullets. So that is something that's absolutely huge, and I definitely think is going to drive a couple more sales for them, especially with some of the sniping community, that they can use an Intervention again. It's going to be huge. So definitely I think Infinite Warfare made the right choice in bringing back some old guns and not changing them. Definitely awesome choice on that part. Now, some of the servers, you know, stuff like that is all debatable. Call of Duty's always really, you know, it's up in the air when it comes to servers and lag compensation and all of that good stuff. So I would say it's about the same as Black Ops 3. But, you know, there's a lot more stuff, in my opinion, in this game. Just, it feels a lot different and a lot like Black Ops 3 in the same way. It's just one, if you haven't played it yet, you would have to play. But one last thing that I did leave out, and that is specialist or payloads and combat rigs. So specialists in Black Ops 3 were actually the first time that kind of thing was introduced, and I liked it a lot. Now, I think the combat rigs are absolutely awesome in this game. I like it a lot more than the specialist because the each combat rig actually has a combat rig specific trait. And, you know, it gives you a lot of options, and you get to experiment with your payloads, and I think it's great. My personal favorite is the Eraser, and it's just an insanely better Annihilator. I love it so much, and I can't stop using it. And then there's also, like, the dual death machines that come out of your arms. That one is super sick and overpowered as well. So I'm honestly aiming towards Infinite Warfare being a better game than Black Ops 3. It's really tough for me to say because I love Black Ops 3, but that's just my honest opinion. I really, really do enjoy Infinite Warfare. So guys, I recorded this live. Don't know how I did so good. 34-4. Hopefully you did enjoy, and if you did, leave a like. It would help me out so much. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out my sponsors in the description. But my final decision is Infinite Warfare is going to be a better game than Black Ops 3. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Discuss whatever you feel is important to the topic. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.